Where the ghosts?
For the past 2 months, we've been working with Riccardo Buscarini on Requiem for Juliet. It's a new creation that he's making for ÄZZOPARDI.
Thank you.
There they are. Sorry, I'm looking for my slides.
We're in the cleaning process and we're trying it out with costumes, and we're seeing what little challenges come up from having the costumes which Luke designed for us.
Oh my god! Hello!
It's always great working with Luke. He has such a unique look on things.
You look great.
And such a unique way of bringing a contemporary vision to a classic design.
It's always a bit of a challenge to do the first run in costumes because, of course, these clothes will fit different than your usual dancing clothes. So, for example, for me this time I'm wearing a dress and I'm dancing this solo on the floor, which has a lot of rolling on the floor and sliding on the floor. So now doing it with a dress, it makes a difference because I have bare legs, it's different to slide, it's different to move around. But it also emphasizes the movements that you make. So even though it's maybe more difficult to dance, it also adds to the movement, the way that the fabric moves, the way, because now also we're wearing masks, so the way that you move your head when we're wearing the masks, this all changes. And that's why doing rehearsals with the costumes prior to going to the theater is quite important.
At the moment, the majority of the work that we're doing is cleaning, which is primarily led by Anna, our rehearsal director. And it's the process of going through every single step of the piece and clarifying and detailing where each hand is meant to be, where you're meant to be looking, what count you're meant to be arriving on. If it's 6 people doing exactly the same thing, then you have to make sure that all 6 people are doing it at the same time. You also have to understand if people have different body proportions, so if someone really tall is working with someone really short, they have to reach in the same time that 2 people who are the same height, which doesn't sound challenging, but try it, and it is challenging.
We started actually in this cleaning process to actually put one thing in front of the other thing. We started mixing them around. We started to shift the different fronts. So basically, you're questioning the material that you made and looking for ways to make them better. And to work with a choreographer, you also see their vision and what this solo is going to bring to the piece and where it's going to sit in the piece. That really influences what this specific material needs.
Of course, I have my own understanding of what I'm doing, but I wish I was that aware, but there is always something that you don't know that you're doing actually, and you can perfect it or like take it off or like extend it, you know. And so to have an outside eye like Anna is really helpful because, you know, then we have really like a pristine work. And I think it's a keystone of any dance production to have a good rehearsal director.
We
Riccardo, for the final duet, he decided to do 2 different casts, and I'm one of it with Keith, and I think it's a very contemporary take on, let's say, a very cisgender-based relationship and love, you know, that Romeo and Juliet is really such a reference, you know, and now, you know, it's also time to dust it a little bit and to, you know, look at it as love and choices, you know, and these 2 families that were hating each other, it was controversial love, you know, so it's nice, it's refreshing, and it's also just one of these things that contemporary dance can allow themselves to do, you know, I think, because the movement, you know, even though it can be gendered, in this duet it's not really, because, you know, it's just 2 people that fell in love, and voilà.
I really enjoy this piece because I always wanted to dance Romeo and Juliet, like the ballet. Obviously this is a different take, but I'm really happy that I can be part of it and I still get to be a little bit Juliet. I get a lot lifted in the piece, which is fun, but also scary sometimes because you really need to trust your partners that they have you, but I trust these guys.